What's up? Jay here with Video Store Rapport. Lazy day today, doing some laundry, washing the linens on the dogs' beds, doing a little editing. And I decided we were going to watch Texas Chainsaw Massacre on Netflix, the 2022 requel, as they say in Scream 5 these days, to the original. I got to say, I didn't expect much from this movie, all right? I went in very low expectations. I, I liked it. I kind of... Oh, something just sold. We made some money. We're making money. I thought this was going to be a real pile of crap. I really did. Based on the stories I had read about the screenings, and I guess it was going to be a studio release, and then they were like, it screened so poorly, let's sell it to Netflix. So, that, and then the trailer came out, and I said, wow, this is crap. What the hell is this trailer? And got to say, this trailer did not do this movie any justice. Not because the movie is amazing, but because the movie is perfectly average. I got to say, I would give this a solid 3 out of 5. I'll maybe touch on a few spoilers just in case you're worried about that, but it's on Netflix. I feel like most people have seen it or will see it if they care at this point. Leatherface is kind of sweet in here. He's got a little bit of a sympathetic side, which is interesting. And the gore, man. The gore is cool. The gore is awesome in this. I gotta say, I'm not even a gore guy. I don't love the torture porn stuff or any of that, but this movie walks the line of fun very well. That said, there are some issues. Like I said, spoilers. The Sally character is back, as in the trailer. I don't understand why. It's just kind of a big FU to the audience, I think. One, it's not the original actress because she's dead, so do we care? I didn't care. You don't even get that moment of like, whoa, it's her, because it's not her. It's some other woman playing her. And then it goes nowhere. It literally just wastes 15 minutes of this movie. I think that may have been the point, is to like, look, we're doing the Laurie Strode, Jamie Lee Curtis thing. And then doesn't go anywhere. I think that was the point, but I think that point is really stupid. So take that as you will. Leatherface, though, when it's just Leatherface with his chainsaw, creeping on people or hacking people up, which he does a lot in this movie, it's very fun. Some of the backstory stuff they try to cram in here, nah. I mean, I don't think it's woke. Some people want to say it's a woke movie, but I think it's quite the opposite, really. I mean, they introduced some anti-gun stuff, but then everybody and their mother is getting saved with guns at some point. So I think that's another kind of FU to your expectations. And I don't know if those things worked quite as well as they thought they would. There's a character with a backstory about a school shooting, which, I mean, I have all the sympathy in the world for those kind of events. I think that they're horrible. I don't think they belong in a slasher movie that is, especially one that is trying to have this much fun. I think somebody like maybe a Jordan Peele would have a better way of navigating a backstory of that nature and making it work in a more realistic, grounded way, perhaps. I don't know. Not to say his movies are grounded, but, they feel more capable of dealing with stuff like that, unlike Leatherface. Now all that said, this movie is fun. It's definitely better than the last, 2 or maybe even 3 of these. I would say I still prefer the original. The remake with Jessica Biel and then the prequel to that remake are probably my top 3. The chainsaw movies for me are not my favorite. I do respect them and I appreciate them. I don't revisit them a lot because to me they're not all that fun. They kind of make you feel gross and grimy. I don't really love that. I'm more of a Halloween guy, a Scream, Ghostface guy. So this was actually a pleasant surprise for me that I enjoyed it that much. So much so that I didn't expect much, right? So I was like, wow, this is fun. When I saw Scream 5, it was the opposite. I was way too excited, and then I was extremely disappointed. But they both fall the same spot for me, strangely. And I think it has all to do with those expectations, people. How you walk into these things. I give them both a 3 out of 5. Texas Chainsaw 2022 and Scream 5, only a month apart, right? They both get a 3 out of 5 for me, even though I'm way more of a Scream guy. So do with that what you will. I think this movie, they're both very fun, but to me, Scream 5 is just a worse version of Scream 4 that even makes a lot of the same jokes about originals and remakes and sequels. They say all the same things, even some of them the same wording, I've got to say, in Scream 5 that they did in Scream 4. So for this, I think that the most refreshing thing really is that it's just Leatherface. You don't have the whole rest of the family, which for me a lot of times in this franchise is the part that feels real goofy. Like the original, you got the hitchhiker who's interesting, but he's like, oh, I'm going to cut my arm open. And you go, what? Okay. Like he's nuts and he plays nuts well, but that's not really scary to me. It's just kind of like goofy. So all those people are gone in this, okay? You only have Leatherface, which to me works a lot better. And I know people love Texas Chainsaw 2. There's moments that I like in it, and there's moments I like in the third one. Next Generation, no, not so much. And I think that he is scary again in this, but they walk the line of fun so well. So, yeah. Oh, and Larroquette. John Larroquette, who I'm going to plug our podcast here. We do a sitcom-focused podcast called Sitcom My Face. We talk about all old TV shows. We have Full House coming out next week. We just did an episode on Night Court. John Larroquette, love that man as Dan Fielding on Night Court. He is the narrator for the original Texas Chainsaw. For the remake, I don't remember if he was in the prequel or not. I think just the remake. And then this movie, the new one, opens with as everything has to have a true crime documentary going on. They did it in Halloween 2018. This is no different. You're at like a gas station, I believe, and you see a TV, and they're talking about the true events that happened in the original film. And it's narrated by John Larroquette again. Very happy to hear his voice. I recognized it immediately, having just watched a crap ton of Night Court for our sitcom My Face, a situation comedy podcast. Look us up on Spotify and all your favorite podcast apps. Anyway, yeah, very, very cool. They threw that in there. And I thought I read somewhere that one of the original chainsaws was even in here, but I don't know. I only saw one chainsaw, and I don't know if that's true or not. So maybe I was ill-read on that. But yes, check it out, guys. I think you'll be pleasantly surprised if you don't go in expecting an amazing story, which why would you with a slasher film? Just go in and go, I want to watch Leatherface kill a bunch of people who I don't really care about. And I think this does that well. I think it does it very well. So, 3 out of 5.